It's a crude shock for the Narendra Modi government. And that's something they never bet on because, as we know, US President Donald Trump has walked out of the Iran deal. And that, of course, has led to crude touching the highest level since Modi won the elections in 2014. Now, what ET Now is exclusively learning is that the petroleum minister has taken stock of the situation yesterday. This, even as Commerce Secretary has tried to allay fears over the impact of Trump's decision on the Indian economy. Our reporter Ritu Parna has more on this. And Ritu, Dharmendra Pradhan is headed to Dubai this week to hard sell the India story. The timing as well is interesting. He's going to be meeting oil producers that are clearly cheering the rise in crude prices. But of course, that does not spell good news for the Indian economy.
Yes, so Iran, as we know, is the third largest oil producer of the oil cartel OPEC. And, Iran supplies 1/5 of India's oil requirements. And in fact, in Iran, India now takes more of its oil from Iran, and it has outpaced Saudi Arabia in that regard. So the Dharmendra Pradhan, sources tell us that he has had a meeting with ONGC, oil and HPCL, as well as the Petroleum Secretary himself was present in the meeting, along with other joint secretaries as well. And he is traveling to Dubai tomorrow. And, all of this comes at a time when crude is well settled above $75 a barrel. And we haven't seen, petrol and diesel, now that it is deregulated, daily price revision is done, and we have not seen a price revision done since 26th of April. And a trend like this was seen even before the Gujarat elections, and we know that the Karnataka elections are due on 12th of May. Whereas the IOCL chairman, Sanjeev Singh, had earlier said that we're not revising prices because they do not want consumers to have get a shock. So these are facts that the OMC or IOCL chairman has told. But we have seen a trend like this, that the price revision had been held back ahead of the elections. So we expect prices to go up after a day or two after the elections are done with. And also, the finance ministry had earlier said that they might consider an excise duty cut if oil continues to remain above $75 a barrel. But now the government is also there looks like a possibility of an excise duty cut because, it will result in a fiscal deficit, wider fiscal deficit, and of course, higher crude prices will result in broadening inflation. It will then consumer demand and will definitely topple the fiscal mass of the government. And all of this is happening at a time when this government is headed to fold in almost 6 key states. So this looks like a very bad time for the Indian economy. And also, this government had come too far when crude prices were quite low. And there was enough room, in fact, for the Prime Minister to, shore up finances. So they had increased excise duty, whereas we have seen only one excise duty cut in last October. So this looks like a pretty bad picture, especially ahead of the polls. And now that crude prices seem to be rising and crude is on the boil.
All right, Ritu, thanks very much. So I think the situation really needs to be taken stock of. Dharmendra Pradhan, as of now, in Dubai to hard sell the India story. Question marks keep arising with crude at elevated levels, whether or not there will actually be an excise duty cut, but no confirmations whatsoever. A lot of these oil marketing companies as well have been feeling the heat on the back of that. We'll have to see what exactly emerges from this all-important meet.